color.
Welcome to the Business Church Podcast, where we inspire entrepreneurs to get started and to keep going. I brought my guy Michael Wogu, aka Wogu Winning, on here, and we're gonna jump right in. First of all, shout out to this gentleman for being persistent. A lot of people would have canceled, rescheduled. He had all the obstacles: bad Wi-Fi, bad weather, some family distractions. But he persisted. I feel like that's a lesson right there.
Okay.
So thank you for making this a priority, Michael. We do this pretty straightforward. It's who, what, and why. Some of y'all might recognize that from the Golden Circle. I think, let's see here. Simon Sinek, yes sir, wrote a book called Start With Why. So that's the format.
Well, my name is Michael.
It's pretty easy. So,
Michael,
tell us, who are
media
you?
On the gram is Wogu Winning. That's W-O-G-U. Winning, spelled regularly. Wogu Winning, no spaces. And I wear many hats. I'm a father. I'm an entrepreneur. I'm a son. I'm an avid traveler, and I like to build with folk. And I get excited, especially about making product, and bringing product to the market.
Okay, so that brings us to our second question then pretty quickly.
Okay.
What is it that you do? Bringing products to market, what does that mean?
I'll jump into that. Yeah, the what. So, my father was an entrepreneur, is an entrepreneur. he has a business, he's a chemist. He makes
okay.
Stuff that goes into bottles and cans and jars. Bottles, cans, and jars, whether it's detergents, hydrogen peroxide for first aid kits, a bunch of other stuff he makes. And so I grew up watching that as a kid and being in the warehouse and actually doing quality control as a kid. So, I've been around it. I mean, if we missed school because we were late getting ready, we were going to the warehouse to do some quality control, and we'd be on the production line. And so I grew up with that, but then I also, on my first international trip, when I was in 5th grade, we went to Nigeria, and on the way back, 2 passports were stolen, mine and my sister's.
Oh snap! So you're in Nigeria, or I should say, coming from Nigeria back to the States.
And on the way,
okay,
yes, on the way back,
but your passports were stolen.
Yes.
Oh, this is getting good. Okay, wait. Let's give them some context. Where did you live at the time? What country, state did you live in?
Yes.
Wow. So you still had a long way to go to get back to home. Okay. All right. Go ahead.
What happens is when you're on a trip and you're tired. We were reading about the pilots, they're gonna get tired. When you're tired, you miss certain things. And so when you go and you hand the passports in at a check station, you put in 5, they give you back 3, you don't notice. Because if you don't have a specific place to put them, most people don't have a place to put their passports or any of your small items that are usually your most important items, you can end up losing it in a high traffic, hyper sensory, high stress situation. That's what happened. So that's the impression of me. That was 5th grade.
You got it. Wow. So let's pause right there. Right there. I don't want folks to miss this. He referenced a book called Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell. And what's really subtle, I encourage you to read it. We don't have time to dive into the book. He said a lot of accidents happen, it's not because you had a bad day. It's not because you stayed up too late last night. It's an accumulation of small events. But the good news is it works the other way as well. Success doesn't happen overnight. It's an accumulation of small events. Deliberate. So that's for your life, for your business. For travelers, we recommend a pouch pocket, preferably something that zips closed. There's one dedicated place for your passport and money. That's a little international, well, travel trip period, but especially international. So now, let's go back to your story. We're missing 2 passports, 5 passports. We only got 3. What's next?
Our birth certificates, and so she was able to at the gate.
Oh, shout out to moms.
Convince the pilot. This is bad. I mean, I'm not sure if this is happening now, but she convinced the pilot to let us on the plane, and then at the stop, we were traveling through Italy. In Italy, she would go to the embassy or consulate and get emergency passports, and they let her on. They let us on.
Wow. I don't even know how much time and money that would have taken if she didn't have those.
Yeah.
You would have been homeless in another continent, not even another country, like another continent.
That's when she goes, and we see her in the airport. She goes, rushes, gets them, and gets back in time for our flight, our flight out. Mm-hmm. So that was in 5th grade. That left an impression on me. Remember, we're talking about product.
Wow.
That left an impression on me. So I grew up, watched my dad make stuff. I have this trip, lose passports. My second trip my first international trip by myself. We're jumping to 2004. I go to Costa Rica. In our university, we had to do 1 full year of language study. I had not done well at all in the school, learning Spanish. So now I take the summer program to learn Spanish, right? So I'm there.
Okay.
And one thing, I was pickpocketed in Costa Rica. All right. So I'm pickpocketed in Costa Rica, and they got my student ID card. They got my cash for the day, and I was like, wow.
Oh man, you're gonna make people not want to travel internationally. Look, go back to what I said earlier. You gotta have a zipper, guys.
He's saying
a zipper on the pocket is a lifesaver.
So, and then now I had this. Now we're jumping back to another situation. I had this little small fabric bag that my mom had got me before I went. It was like a waist bag. You put it in under your waist. And so another time, I go out to a dance club. I'm trying to learn salsa now. I go out to this dance club, and it's hot and steamy, and I sweat out my pockets, sweat out everything, including my passport, which I have on me. I sweat that bad boy out. You open it, the face is all wrinkled, can't tell it's me. You have to have a passport on you all the time over there, especially while going to the bank to exchange money, So I leave, and you gotta have, it's the law. As a traveler, you must have your international ID, which was stolen, or your passport on you at all times. I had to leave my passport in a dictionary for like 3-4 days now, so it could flatten out. Okay, so those situations told me that there has to be a better way to carry one's personal effects, especially the important ones, which are usually small. There has to be a better way. Got to carry it with a zipper. So, and while in Costa Rica, remember, I'm from LA. LA is car mecca. Everyone has a car. So you don't really notice this. Why? Because you have your center console and your trunk and your glove box. Everything's in the car. You can walk out, not carry anything. But when you go to a walking city or a city that's mobile, you got to carry stuff on you. And a hoodie with those pockets in it does not make any sense. All right. So those experiences are the experiences that laid the groundwork for me starting a travel accessory line called Embargo.
Okay, all right.
EPO.
Travel accessory line called Embargo.
And that is
See you
spelled
wearing some right now.
MBAR.
Okay, so we got a waterproof.
That's
I see a zipper.
MBARQGO. So now, yes.
Okay, we'll have a link.
MBARQGO.
We'll have a link for our listeners
Same on
to grab
Instagram.
one. Okay.
MBARQGO. Embark, go. So embark on your journey. Go get what you seek. Break the embargoes in life.
That's clever.
The stoppage of goods from one place
I
to
like
another.
it.
As resilient individuals, we must break the embargo, embark on our journey, go get that which we seek. So that's what laid the impetus for me to start creating now my own line. So that's that. So product. But what made me fall in love with product even more? Well, there was a show that was on when I was in business school. It was a very highly watched show, especially by business students. Now, my brother Bruce, which show was watched by people involved in business entrepreneurship back in 2005, 2006? What was that show?
That it was probably The Apprentice then.
That's what it was. And I'm watching this show.
Nice.
I went to a smaller university and without a big alumni base. And you see people on that show. Some people went to big universities like USC with huge alumni base. Some people are top salesmen. Some people are in business already. You have a whole conglomerate of people. And this show is almost like a sophisticated scavenger hunt, right? Almost. A scavenger hunt for entrepreneurs. There's a task, get this done. This is before Celebrity Apprentice. This is more like, okay, you guys got to get this task done. And I thought to myself, if I was ever on that show, what would be my superpower? What would I be able to bring to the table? I went to a small school. And when you go to business school, it's usually about your network and your connections. If you go to a smaller school, you might not have all of that. Now, my school produces entrepreneurs. We produce them. But let's say I'm competing with someone against, USC. We have the same, curriculum, but they might have to get something done with a task. They can draw on a big network. So what I do, I thought to myself, remember, I just learned Spanish, which gave me a lot of confidence. Remember, it gave me an experience that changed my perception, which gave me new beliefs. Learning Spanish, I didn't think I could learn it. I learned it. I came back speaking. So you couldn't tell me nothing at that time. And I thought, what if I was intimately involved with the production capital of the world, What if I had that as my network? I can compete with anybody. Like you say, go. Now, this was just wishful thinking. It's almost like, well, what if? I didn't know about it actually coming to fruition. But I said, what if? It was because watching that show. Speed up.
So wait, no, we gotta take it slow. We gotta take it slow. So one thing, travel internationally. Please do that. Second, and right now it's October 2021. International travel. It's a little different than it was, but still make it a priority. Number two, learn another language. And I don't have time to go over the list of excuses people make for themselves. Here's the thing. Anyone of any age can learn any language. It's not going to be easy, but what happens is people do a few Duolingo exercises once a month, and then they say, I'm not really a language person. No. when you learned whatever language is your first language, your parents spoke it, your family spoke it, your school spoke it, the television spoke it, you saw it, you were immersed. So give yourself some grace. It may take a little extra time because you're not practicing it every day, but it is possible. So let's see. What do we got? Travel internationally. We've got learn another language. And then this one, I really hope we're going to dive into this. I keep these short and sweet because our goal isn't to impress you, it's to press upon you what's possible. That's why it's to inspire entrepreneurs to get started and to keep going. So he found a problem. He found and created an opportunity. I know a little bit about this, but I'm hearing some of this for the first time, which is why I love podcasting. So now you said to yourself, how can I create a competitive advantage? And then you did. So let's talk about where you started working on production and connecting people to the two.
Yes. And so, and you're right. You can learn another language. Let me tell you my story. Really fast. I would take in our school. It would take maybe 4 quarters of foreign language. My first one, I think I got a B or B minus. Second one, I was in the course. I was failing, dropped out after the W, so I got a W. All right, and then wait a whole nother year, so I got to start that W one again. I take it. I got another W. Third year, I take it.
Okay, wait. We gotta make sure for folks that may not have attended university.
A withdrawal.
What's a W? What does that mean?
Transcript. It means you dropped it after. There's a cutoff. You can say, okay, I'm going to withdraw from this class. And yeah. So,
right. So you don't get an F, but you got a W, which is only so much better.
Don't commit, and it shows that you don't make decisions quickly. Horrible. So I get W's.
Okay, so you get one W.
Get a W.
Yeah, keep going.
I think I passed with a C. The next one, this is the second to the last one. I get a C minus. I didn't take the I didn't take 201, the last one. Like language is like math. If you don't do it every single day, you lose it. I wait a whole nother year. Remember, I got a C minus the first on 103. That's the second to the last course. I take 103 again and get an F. So I was the joke.
Hey, yo. Oh, man.
The joke of my school's modern language department. I was the joke. Everyone was laughing at Mike. I'm now forced to go overseas, and if I want to graduate halfway on time, to double up and take 2 quarters. I knock it out in 8-week program, intensive. I come back speaking. I now went from the joke to the poster boy of the modern language department. So that gave me a whole confidence mind shift. Now, I say, if I could do this with Spanish, and if I want to compete, if I got to look to compete on Apprentice, what would be on my superpower? I said, well, if I could be intimately involved with the production capital of the world, which is China. Also, they were soon to be, at that time, they were the 3rd biggest luxury market. US was 2nd, Japan was 1st. If I can be involved with a big emerging market, I just might be good money. Just maybe. Jumping forward, I buy a one-way ticket after I'm done with school to China. And then the rest is history. And I said, I'm not just going for myself. I'm also going to go for people who are equally or more creative, but don't have the link, don't have the plug. So that's one of the reasons why I went to China. I got involved. I absorbed the culture, learned to speak Mandarin, and more importantly, was able to go to many different factories and see some of the, even with whatever the product is, there are some guiding principles and kind of a guiding timeline as to how it's made and how it's rolled out. So that's what I did. And so after that, I started bringing other people to China and helping them get some of their things done, also to troubleshoot and build a relationship. And after making product, I realized that really it's about relationship. Your relationship to your customers and your relationship with your manufacturers. Product is a byproduct of relationships.
Clever play on words there. My mentor used to say that the only business is people. You've got to have those relationships. Absolutely. But there's a lesson. There's so many lessons here. Well, he had tried and tried and tried to learn Spanish, and that's a not so secret to success is to try again. However, you did something different when you finally succeeded. And what was that where you finally started speaking Spanish? What happened? Or what created that possibility?
Well, one of the things I accidentally, by going over there, learned how I learned. I learned it myself. My sister learned Spanish fluently without going over. She learned it in university because she's like a laser. She focuses. I learned that I learned better in a group where I'm especially immersed. That's me. So I learned about myself.
That right there. That's the secret that most entrepreneurs miss. Especially when they're getting started. They want to do everything themselves. I don't know why. Maybe it's a corporate culture. Maybe it's the university, right? You're not supposed to help anyone with their test. You get in trouble. Well, entrepreneurship, you actually win when you help other people win. And one of the things, I'll put the link in the bio. Shout out to the Todd Capital Mastermind. We help each other win. And we meet 4 times a week. And we connect every day, sometimes in person. We help each other win. So it's kind of like an immersion program for entrepreneurship. We've got some Airbnb superhosts in there. We got some folks with Turo, multiple cars. We've got traders. It's dope. They all tap in. If you're struggling with entrepreneurship, if you're like Mike, I want to be like Mike, and you're struggling, you keep getting W's, you keep giving up. You're like, I'll try again next year. Let's get you immersed. Let's help you succeed. Let's help you win. And so now, not only does he know Spanish, now he knows Mandarin. And what's crazy is success breeds success. So now, if he wanted to, he could probably go learn any language because he knows his formula now. And that's such a beautiful thing. Then you went and created another formula for helping people create their products. Tell us a little bit about that business. So you take a one-way ticket to China.
Yes.
You start helping other people. Talk about helping other people win. Because that's why you're here, honestly. Because I like how you help other people win.
Yes. And so, going there, a lot of people ask me, do I have to know Chinese? No, you don't. It helps, but no, you don't. But one thing that's important is there's the language, and then there's cultural nuances, and there's body language. That's the key thing, because we have our gesture. I think it's only 10% of language, 10% of communication is vocal, I believe. 90%.
We'll go with that.
Is body language, and so learning the body. After I was there, learning the body language helped me to communicate even better. And when I would bring someone or bring a group, I would show them shortcuts of body language, what to do, what not to do. Because what you're trying to do is convey comfort, and convey a familiarity.
So, can you give some examples?
Yes. Okay.
Because I know some things that we do with our hands may be offensive that we do all the time. Can you give a couple examples of those?
So I'll give you some norms. Okay. So one of the things, we like to get straight down to business. We're very
you can't. Yeah.
We're very direct. We have a 30-second elevator pitch. They don't have that direct pitch thing. doesn't happen over there. And the thing is that because I did so much business in China, it actually made it hard for me to pitch myself very quickly. You don't do any elevator pitch, and they don't even do business in the office really. The business happens at the tea table or in the restaurant. That's where it happens. You go to the office and let's say I come to your place of business. You're a manufacturer. You're in you're stateside. I'm coming over there quickly. Hey, thanks for meeting with me. Okay, this is what I want to do. Blah, 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 blah. It's quick. And we believe in being very quick and efficient. Over there, it's a little slower. You wait for them to initiate it. And it's about being polite. And, they're going to drink tea. And that tea might be very bitter. You're like, why is it bitter? There's no sugar in here. You better drink it and you better smile. And one thing that you'll see they're always going to be washing the tea with they will open the tea and they'll pour more tea on it, and they wash so almost like a ceremonial washing of the tea with they'll wash the tea cup with the pouring tea on there. So it might seem very weird, but they're trying to show you that they're washing it in front of you. They're cleaning in front of you, because before they couldn't. You only knew that the water was clean if it was boiled, and they usually boil tea with, and that's one of their nuances. Another thing is everything's round. China, and China's one of the oldest civilizations in Asia, or the countries that were pre-China in that area. Everything's round. Think about the yin yang symbol. It's round. We are usually on conference tables that are square or rectangle. Everything is round. Most things are round there. Now they might have a long table, but their core is round. Some doorways are round. They speak in circles. So learning how to understand like these suggestions or these subtleties, because they're usually pretty good at English, but learning this, you go, okay, and you won't know, because everything's round and circular, you won't always know who the decision maker is or who the boss is. So because of that, you could offend somebody and not know it. You could offend the boss and not know it, because he's right there next to you and you don't know. You sometimes know by seating arrangements. The VIP usually is sat in a private room in a restaurant facing the door. So it might be you by the door and the boss right next to you, or someone right next to you. So I teach people how to recognize these things. Also, they want to see who you are. They want to share pictures of family. Yes. So a lot of things are happening before the business happens. So those are the key things that if you're a little bit too aggressive or too impulsive, you might miss a good deal. You might walk yourself out of something. Now, and coming from the States and being direct, there was a lot of L's that I took. I didn't know I took the L because I was too aggressive, too on it, and
right.
People thought, I don't want to. There's a word mafan, which means trouble. Some people don't want to deal with that,
Right. Interesting. I think there's a lesson there when you're ever exploring a new culture, new language, new business endeavor. You got to learn the language past the words. You got to learn the language past the words, and that's really cool that you teach people. So who's your ideal client? Who do you help most effectively? Like I create digital products to help entrepreneurs transform their life by teaching them sales skills. Digital products don't need a factory. Mm-hmm. So who do you serve?
well, too. So, remember, I have the embargo accessory line. The people for embargo are those people who stay on the go,
Okay.
who don't want to lose their small, personal affects, and who don't want to look frumpy when they're either around the block or around the world. That's,
I like it.
ideal.
Stylish, traveling in style.
Traveling in style. They don't want a frumpy fanny pack to mess up their style, and they don't like wearing the whole monogram. They want something that is a conversation starter and that looks good and that serves the purpose, function wise.
Okay.
Now, with building with people who want to get things done, that ideal client is someone who usually has a physical product.
Okay.
And they are either the ideal person is the one who's already making products, because they know what the problems are with their product, and they are looking to gain better relationship with their manufacturers.
Okay.
And have other options of manufacturers.
Beautiful. That's clear.
So let's say they're buying on Alibaba, okay?
Okay.
Which is a good source to start with. Now, the person on Alibaba is usually someone who is, did very well with English. They speak English. They're the sales person on there. This person wants to speak to the decision maker, the boss. That's where, before COVID, I would bring them there so that they can meet the boss, the decision maker, and also go down the relationship rabbit hole and have many more options for manufacturing or shipping or third-party verification of goods.
Okay.
Like someone round up in a factory, third party checking the good before they ship. So those are the clients who were, I think, saw the biggest benefit and were the happiest.
Beautiful. So let me ask you a more spiritual question.
Yes, sir.
Why do this? There's a lot of things you could be doing. You went to university. You could get a job.
Why?
You could even from where you live. What gets you going?
Well, I believe that, especially African diaspora people, especially African American, we are the ones who are the most influential when it comes to product, when it comes to things. We make the things. If we don't make them, we highly co-sign them. If we don't make them, which we make a lot of things, whether it was the cotton gin, whether it was the monkey wrench, whether it was Jack Daniels, whether it was anything, power plant.
It's a long list. Traffic lights, gas masks.
The plant. If we make so many things, because remember, we were the help, but we weren't just mindless help. We were the people making the intricate things to make the wheel churn better, make the machine churn better, make the wealth of this place, make this place the place that everyone wanted to come to. We were the ones that set that up from hard work and ingenuity. We jump today, whatever is popping, whether it's fashion wise, whether it's entertainment wise, whether it's product wise, we either made or we heavily co-signed to make it hit. However, our group is the smallest group connected to the source of making things. When I take people over there, they see people from all over the world. China's very, especially the bigger cities, are very metropolitan. You see people everywhere. African Americans are the group that you see the least. And now the crazy thing is when they go over there, especially entrepreneurs, they are celebrated. Why? Because we have the creativity and we have the knack, especially if we've been in the lab already making. And so for me, I thought, you know, and you see the Chinese, they always connect, they work as a group always. I wanted to show us how it's done over there and how powerful it could be when we are, you know, at the origin of making. And you might be producing stateside, but there's something, whether it's a machine part, whether it's your labeling, whether it's your gift bags, whether it's some component that's going to come from there. And it's just powerful to be at that source. And I wanted to show and take people and let them see it. And so that's the reason why I believe that we are more powerful as a group, and economics is the thing that's the source of power. Sometimes we get it twisted. We want to go politics first, but no, gotta go economic because that's what fuels it. That's why. Interesting.
You're the first person. Thank you for sharing that. You're one of the first people I've heard articulated what I believe. You want to change things, you need economic power. And that's a whole nother conversation. We might have to have you hop back on here. So digesting all this information. That's why I love technology, right? Because you watch it over and over again. Do you have a course, an ebook, anything that we can get some more information, or how can someone work with you?
Okay.
Maybe they have some questions.
I'm actually in the process of building a course. Now I used to do the entrepreneurial field trips on the ground in China. Now we're in COVID, and you know, travel is a little bit. There's a bandwidth, you know, this very, very tight. There's an embargo, as we say.
Yeah. Yes. Nice plug. Yeah.
So, but I do work now with because I still have an office over there. I still have my roommate who I convinced to go over there. He's now married. He runs the office in China. So I convinced him to go over there twice. He loved it. Went back again. Stayed. And so we do help people who have you know, business. We help them to go and do factory checks. We are there, you know, we can be their face, you know, because when you pull up on somebody and say, yeah, this is my representative here to check things, it just changes the game. People present
sure
a level of respect.
He got a consultant. He got a representative. Oh, she got a translator. She official. Yeah, so that's definitely a level up.
Yes. But in the interim, you know, I'm going to make a group, you know, coaching course. I'm teaching people on how to, you know, navigate it, not being there in person. You know, how to use leverage to do it. But I still work with one-on-one clients every now and again.
Okay.
And you know, I have people can check me out. ChinaSourcingSecret.com, ChinaSourcingSecret.com, and then they also can slide it to the DMs of Wogu Winning on IG.
Okay, awesome. I'm gonna make sure all those links are in there. If you have any other links you want to include, let them know. Make sure you email those to me.
They one thing they don't want to do, whether they're stateside, in the train in New York, Boston, DC, anywhere, they don't want to be losing their phone or something else when it's go time. So they need to, they gotta stay strapped up.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We're gonna have the link for that for Embarco too.
Yes.
All right, beautiful. One last word of wisdom, and we'll bring it on home.
The one last word of wisdom. You have to go the distance, whether it's a physical distance or going international, or whether it's doing what you have to do to get it done. You might know what it is that you want to do. If you don't know, like how to go to this, get help, get a coach, get someone who can help you. Whether it's learning how to sell, get someone who's going to sell. Whether it's learning how to produce, get someone who's going to produce. Whether it's learning how to think, you must go the distance. Without any movement forward, it's not going to happen. And the crazy with the entrepreneurial journey, it's not always forward. It's like this.
It's not a straight line. Absolutely.
Eventually you can go forward, but you must go the distance. You must do the work. As our good friend and example, David Shan said, "Gotta get those reps in."
Gotta get those reps in. Absolutely.
You got it. And so, I come from a travel space. So I always think you got to travel, whether it's in your mind or physically. You've got to go the distance. Got to just do it.
I love it. I love it. That's what we're here for. So, thank you for being a part of the Business Podcast, encouraging entrepreneurs to keep going, inspiring them to get started. I want to thank you to our guest, Michael Wogu. Make sure all his contact information is in the bio. Man, I'm flattered. I'm thankful that you were here to contribute. I hope that inspires someone. I hope someone's like, he makes it. I hope someone's like, I guess I can do it. Maybe someone that's tried a few times. And the answer is you can.
Examples of people going and doing, and them being changed. The work will change. Not thinking about it, but doing the work will change.
Oh, that's a heavy bar. Slide it in before the close. Yeah, the work will change you. That's the crazy thing about success. You never actually get to success. You become successful, and that's the thing. Have you ever read The Alchemist?
I had the audiobook. I would listen to the audiobook when I would drive, and so I've gotten kind of far in. Very good book.
Oh, man, dive into that one. But in the story, he ends up going in a circle, but he's changed. Even though his location physically is the same, he transformed. I think that's really the message of the book. That's the alchemy. Is the work changes you, as our good friend Wogu's put it. Yo, that's dope, man. Thank you. I love it, man. Thank you so much for your persistence in making this a priority.
Well, thank you. And that's why I had to do the work. I said, no. I got to get on. I said I got to get on to my man's podcast, even though I'm in Guadalupe right now. So Guadalupe is
okay. See, I wasn't gonna ask, but yeah. Share where you're at right now. Where is Guadalupe?
Guadalupe is an island in the French Antilles, so it's by St. Martin, St. Lucia, Martinique.
So just for context, it is what time is it? 12:40 Eastern Standard Time, GMT minus
yes,
5.
Sir.
What time is it where you're at?
Same thing, 12:40.
Okay.
East Coast time.
Beautiful.
So it was, sometimes you go from one place to another. The Wi-Fi might be a little bit suspect. We wanted to do this recording at my place, but it's my father-in-law's birthday today, so my wife wanted to come.
Hey, happy birthday, Pops.
Yeah. He wanted to come, and she wanted to come and help cook. So I of course, did the good husband thing.
I love it.
Yes.
That's leading by example. You don't have to leave your family, leave your job, drop out of school to start a business. Like, just go do it. and everything else
Yes.
falls into place. That's huge.
Yes.
Well, go spend that family time. Let me see here. I post one every week. I might start doing twice a week because someone had an idea. It's business church Sundays and then Wednesday night business study. I was like, I kind of like that. So we might do like a group. I don't know. It's evolving. Listen, guys, I have no idea what I'm doing. I don't have a microphone. There's no green screen. There's no audio equipment. Look, this is a laptop. All right. I bought this headphones from Best. Go ahead.
Audience. Business church. Look, our Lord and Savior Jesus was an entrepreneur. He was actually, making things with his hands, carpenter, making. So he has a special covering on entrepreneurs. And I believe that entrepreneurs are the people who keep it the most 100. Why? Because we look at bottom lines and issues. We can't hide behind anything. So if you want that real, you have to plug in to a platform that is going to give you that real church. And twice a week.
Twice a week might have to be the move. Yo.
Who uses more faith than entrepreneurs? You can't tell me one.
If you don't believe in yourself, what do you believe in? Like, yo. Let's talk offline.
Who believes in acts on it?
Say it again.
I said, who believes and has to act on their faith more than entrepreneurs? You'll be hard to give me another group. It'll be very hard.
You can't do it. But speaking of tapping in, let's shout out again. This episode sponsored by the Todd Capital Mastermind. Links in the bio. Because I don't want you to be like Michael, where he spent four tries, almost 2 years to learn Spanish and didn't. But he got immersed and he learned it in like 8 weeks. So that's what we got to do for your business. So tap in, and then I will have the links. If you have physical products and you want to produce them on a larger scale, we'll have the links so you can tap in with Wogu Winning. Or if you're just a traveler, we'll make sure you get some Embark Go gear as well. Michael, thank you.
Shit, dog. Shit. Thank you, my brother.